to help them become all that they can be and then some. And that is what everybody has done for me, and I've had that opportunity to be a part of some great programs. I've been in part of some rebuilds, and I've been a part of one that you wouldn't even want to quantify it as a rebuild, because it was unlike anything I'd ever seen. And we could have never turned it into Indiana without the determination, the support, and the guidance from so many people, without that passion of the people to go inside and help us continue to recover that program and flourish inside of it. And those are the same values and ideals that we will bring here. The things that I've learned from every coach, from every leader, the things that I've had a chance to work with from the players, from Dwayne Wade to Cody Zeller, who's playing in Charlotte. I mean, I could go on, the list goes on, to people that you've never heard of that I'm just as proud of, because they are great fathers, they are great husbands, they are learning to be great parents, and they can persevere through adversity in their life, whether it's professional, whether it's health. Those are all the things that make us what we are, and that is as much part of the system and the style and the fabric that we will bring into this University of Georgia program as anything we'll do on the court. Because that is what will set the mark. That is what will set the tone. That there will not be a situation where we will ever have or accept people that will not put their very best. Okay, not only on the court, but in the classroom. We graduated every senior that we ever had that used their eligibility at Marquette. And when I left, the sophomores, juniors, and rising juniors, rising seniors were on track to graduate. They all did. We graduated every senior that used their eligibility at Indiana. We graduated 8 young men in 3 years, including Victor Oladipo, who came in with 1 scholarship offer and a 3.0 GPA at DeMatha High School, and left 3 years later as the 2nd pick in the draft with a 3.2 GPA and a degree in sports broadcasting. It all matters. And I cannot wait, whether it's Sunday night, Monday morning, whenever I get a chance to get in front of my new team and this great program and start trying to help them continue to build on what their dreams are, continue to build on where they want to go. Because there will be balance. We will work for completeness. We will work to have a group of people that understand just how valuable it continues to be to put your very best foot forward academically, to do your very best and understand the standard that you have got to uphold, not only in this campus, not only in this community, not only in this state, but throughout the country. Because I'm used to being around teams that they didn't understand the glare of the spotlight that was on them. They didn't understand how many eyes were upon them. And I didn't want those eyes, and I know we've had a few that didn't always understand that, but I didn't want those eyes to look back at them and not be proud of the way they carried themselves, the way they treated other people, and the way they worked and competed to represent the universities that we were at. And the University of Georgia will be no different whatsoever. And as we come into this environment, we come in knowing that we're coming into a world-class university. And I've been privileged to work at some great places. All right, this is a world-class university that is world-known for what they do, for what they're about. Sports are a huge part of it, but there are so many other great things, okay, that you learn over a period of time when you run into Georgia alums. And I never traveled more over the last 3 months than I did even in coaching, doing my TV position. So I met a lot of people, Georgia people included. And there's a passion and a pride that I'm very much looking forward to being a part of. I know we have a ton of alums out there that I don't want to say live and breathe this program, but they know when the Georgia sports are playing. They know when the games are. They know what's going on in this campus. They know who's coaching. They know who's playing. They know who's being recruited. I look forward to being a part of that because I think that's what makes it happen. When I turn on a football game and I see what's going on in game days here, or when you see the cameras pan around and show the crowd, or you see the tailgate areas, okay, that is the exact same type of attitude, the exact same type of energy that we are going to have vision, starting with me, to have come into the Stag every time we play. Every time. And I hope one of the first things we can do is build a Midnight Madness, Georgia Madness, whatever we're going to call it, type of situation. Hopefully something will work to get the fans to come in here and get inside of this. Because I know it's not going to happen overnight, but I promise you that there will not be a day goes by that we will not be trying to continue to build on the energy, all right, of what can happen here, build on what has already happened here, all right, and continue to move it forward to what will happen here. And I pause to say this. I've known Mark Fox for a long time, going back to when he was an assistant, certainly when he was head coach at Nevada, coach at Georgia. I'll never remember one morning, we had a mutual friend, a man that had worked for me, and I got the text from him, 5:36 in the morning, letting me know that this man had passed away, because he was a mutual friend and we knew his brother, and he was close with his brother. My respect for Mark Fox, even though I haven't talked to him yet, my respect for Mark Fox has always been high, and that is not going to change. And as we continue to build this program, and as we continue to move forward, I hope there's plenty of opportunities to credit him for bringing fine people in here, fine young men, fine student athletes, people that represented Georgia, okay, this university, this state, okay, this alumni base the right way. I met Jawan walking in. I had a chance to coach against him before. That's what I hope. That will be my plan, because everything that I have seen from watching this team this year, from the things I've heard, from looking at the facilities, okay, this program was run with integrity, it was run with great standards, okay, and it was run with a discipline. And I fully expect to continue to move forward and build this in the eyes of what people expect it to be. And as we move into the basketball side, we have had teams over, my former media relations director told me that over a 9-year period, including our first 3 years, which I'd love to not have, but we had them. The first 3 years when we were rebuilding that program completely, we led the power conference schools in three-point shooting. We're going to shoot the three. We're not going to lead the country in attempts, but I certainly hope we can get to the point where we're one of the best percentage teams. We want to be great at moving the ball. We want to be great at spacing, technique, details, using not only the entire 94 feet to run, but using the space in the half court, or to create and be as conceptual and concept-based as a basketball team as we can be. When I first started out, we ran a lot of plays. As we got better players, we started to understand that concepts and cerebral playmaking, guys that can make plays for another, guys that can read the ball, play off their man, know when to cut, know when to lift, all those type of things, and working to get it to that point. A team, and if I've really learned something this year about basketball, that there is a great place for more pressure defense, especially three-quarter pressure. We've played it, we've mixed it, we've certainly changed defenses over the years, but I don't think there's any reason you can't do more with three-quarter pressure, bringing more, especially with the length that I think is inside of here. All right, to become a team that talks on offense, talks on defense, talks through success, talks through adversity, because they have a belief in one another. And I'm starting at base zero with a group of guys that have been together as we continue to come in and figure out how to do that. And as we continue to do that, and we start those workouts, and we start this process, they'll see from me every day that they're going to have to match my energy and the staff's energy. And we'll hold them to it, because that's the only way that it can get done. We'll try to teach them and bring every detail, technique, thing that will make them better individually, that will make them better in a small group action, that will make them better as a team every day. And help them to understand that there can be no weak points in your career or in your life. And put the people around them, okay, off the floor, on the floor, that can truly help them. That can truly help them see that, and they can build towards that. And when it comes to players, all right, are we going to build multi-dimensional, versatile, multiple position? I look at Claxton and I say, this is the epitome of a young player, okay, who comes into college, because most people, when they come into college, they're not ready for the multi-dimension, okay? But I look at him and I watch him play throughout the year and I say, that is the living proof of somebody that can be versatile and multi-dimensional on both ends. And we can go right on down the line. I don't want to name every player, but I use that as an example because of the size. Because of the size. For us, our guards needed to be able to post. Our guards needed to be able to finish. Our guards needed to be able to defend inside. Our big men needed to be able to shoot threes. Our big men needed to be able to handle the ball. Our big men needed to be able to handle the pick and roll. Ask Cody Zell. Okay? And when we've had our best teams, whether it's 13, 12 weeks, whatever it was in #1, back at Indiana, whether it's going to the Final Four at Marquette, whether it's being picked to finish 12th our first year in the Big East, back at Marquette in 2006, playing UConn in the first Big East game of the year. They're #2 in the country, undefeated, and having them down by 24 with 5 minutes to go. Versatility, competitiveness, and players that will absolutely be committed to making each other better has been the recipe for success. And if those things are there, then you have a chance to continue to grow and move forward and take it to another place. In closing, before I turn it over to questions, I hope that everybody will see 3 things every day, okay, from this program, starting with me. And the rest of it will go from there. Number one, there's going to be an energy. There's going to be an energy. There's going to be a foundation of enthusiasm, energy, intensity, demands, details, but it is going to be done based on what can you do and how can we get you better at this or that versus he can't do this, he won't do that. We don't coach in can'ts and won'ts. Okay, now the game is not the place to work on your weaknesses. Okay, but practice is, and individual workouts are. And the game is the place to play to your strengths. And our job as coaches is to continue to develop as many possible strengths in the players and in the staff as we possibly can. So that energy is going to permeate. And I hope that that energy is also coming from the outside. And when I mean outside the gym walls. People throughout the athletic department. People